Well, volunteering is obviously great for the community and for the organizations you serve, but it's also so beneficial to the volunteer. Giving of your time can improve your mental and physical health, help boost confidence, foster social connections, and build your skill set. 616 Service is all about connecting people and businesses to opportunity to make our lives and our communities better. Nate Gillespie is the founder and the president of 616 Service, joining us this morning. Nate, thanks very much for being here.
Thanks for having me on, Michelle. I'm excited to be here.
Well, let's first talk about this and how this all came to be.
Yes, so this organization and effort actually was born during COVID, and it started as this grassroots effort where a lot of friends of mine reached out to me. I was involved a little bit in the community, and everyone kept saying something to the tune of, we want to get involved in tackling this COVID problem. How do we get involved and do that? And I'm like, I don't know. And all my friends didn't know.
Don't you have all the answers?
I know. Well, yeah, hardly.
Right.
But we started asking around it, and no one was organizing this sort of mobilization effort to say, what are the problems and challenges in the community that are going to rise from this, and how do we mobilize people to address them?
Sure.
And so we started doing things like targeted spend campaigns and volunteering, especially with organizations that had a base of senior citizens serving as their primary volunteer corps.
Okay.
We said we got a lot of young people who are not as afraid to go out and don't have the same health risks, so let's mobilize them. COVID stopped being this sort of unifying theme to engage people at scale, and so we said, well, let's go solve another problem. And we looked around and realized maybe Grand Rapids doesn't need another nonprofit addressing a specific issue, but every nonprofit we were talking to said the same thing. We need more volunteers. And we said, great, we've built this sort of mobilization engine. Let's address that challenge. And so 616 Service was born. We changed our name to that and started saying, let's mobilize as many people as we can to increase the volunteer output of the community.
I just love this so much because I think that is a barrier to volunteerism because people are like, well, I want to help, but I don't know how. And this, you're doing the work and you're connecting people. Talk about how this operates.
Yeah, well, and it's death by a thousand cuts on volunteering, right? Everyone wants to help and they think of themselves as the sort of people who are engaged in their community. Grand Rapids is this very caring environment. And we realize people oftentimes, one, didn't know the challenge they wanted to help solve. Two, didn't know the nonprofits addressing said challenge. Three, didn't know how to contact them. And you go through the list, and it just becomes difficult to get off your couch, turn Netflix off, and say, I'm going to go spend 2 hours by myself, or maybe with a friend I might be able to drag into this, doing something good. So we said, let's take care of the back end and do this sort of one-click volunteerism thing. Contact us, and we set you up with whatever you're interested in when you're available, with your friends, with an organization. And in doing so, at scale, we can be building community through service. So and that's another challenge we're trying to address is we find in these sort of polarized times, these challenging partisan environments where everyone's sorted into these buckets and we don't talk with people in different groups as often. And you need something to unify you, bring you together. And so we said, why don't we try to provide that sort of community? And why don't we try to build this sort of purpose engine through the common act of service to help make our community a better place.
I love that. I love that you were born out of the problem that was COVID, that was a unifying factor, and now you're dealing with the complete opposite thing because this is where we have gotten. And let's talk about some of the events you just had. An event that was about bringing people together from both sides of the aisle, from all walks of life. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so we were really excited to finally put this on. This has been an event we've been talking about for a year or two and thought, especially, I mentioned the polarization theme, right? This is something so many people in our community are very concerned about. We said, what's something we can do to change the narrative around that? We're not going to solve the problem, but just make the dynamic, the conversation a little bit more positive. So we said, right after the primary, when everyone on both sides of the aisle is pitted against each other, looking at the general election, can we bring Democrats and Republicans, elected officials, candidates, and some of our community leaders together and do a service project? And we thought, let's do something that's pretty non-contentious. Cleaning a park is about as good as it gets. And gratefully, the mayor agreed to come out and was our keynote speaker for that event and program after the service project. She's a nonpartisan figure, well respected by everyone in the community, and delivered a really, really nice message about bringing folks together. So we had some relatively high-profile folks on both sides of the aisle and a lot of staff. So we're hoping maybe that's the first of future events that we can do at even greater scale. And the response was wonderful because everyone said, great, isn't that nice? Like, we didn't think people could come together anymore. And so that story was something we're proud to be a part of, and hopefully is only just the beginning of illustrating how Grand Rapids is special on a national landscape. of being the community that cares about itself more than what divides us.
I love that. I love that. So let's get, what's the call to action now? If there's someone listening right now, it could be a business, it could be a group of friends, it could be an individual, and they're like, hey, I want to give back. What do they need to do?
First, home base for our entire effort is 616service.org. You can find us on social media and follow us on all the various platforms there. And it has the hub of our kind of upcoming events, the map there, as well as a way to engage with a couple, or the two main points of what we do programmatically, which are service pods, which I'll tee this up for a second because I think it takes a bit of explaining. When we were trying to address this concept of looking at the statistics that 70% of Americans aren't volunteering with an organization at all annually.
Wow.
And if you look at how much time we spend on streaming services, social media, I searched it again last night just to make sure I had live stats. It's 49 hours a week on our screens. 49 hours a week.
Crazy.
And 30% of the country is serving it all. So we said, what's a tangible call to action we can develop that's recurring and brings people together? You can bring your friends, you can take an existing group of people you're a part of, a group of classmates, a church, et cetera, or a company.
Sure.
And what's a reasonable ask? And we said, well, if people can't give an hour to a month, then what are we doing?
Yeah.
Nobody's that busy
Right.
that they can't give that amount of time. So we created something called Service Pods. And so people can find us on the website and they can start or join a service pod that is cultivated based on their interest in terms of sectors of nonprofit work they're interested in engaging in, and availability. And that's groups of 10 to 15 to 20 people at same time, same place, or with a different rotating group of nonprofits each month are engaging in some great community service work. So join a service pod. That's a huge thing we're trying to promote this fall. We got a couple dozen going.
I love it.
And hope to really increase that.
Well, and I have one motto in life. It's jerks don't volunteer. So if you need to meet people, what a great way to do it. Plus, you're doing good things for your community. You want to learn more? 616service.org. We'll be right back.